I wonder what's on the tube.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being a friend.
What you talking about, Willis?
You are a meathead.
No soup for you.
Don't touch that dial. Adjust those bunny ears. Because what time is it, Jay?
It's time for our bloodletting ritual. Wait, is this not the right?
No.
This
This is the other thing.
I'm sorry. It's time for Sitcom My Face. I'm Jay. That's Nick. And what the hell are we talking about today, my friend?
Well, this is the first episode of Season 2 for us. And the way we're going to start things off is the end of the Civil War was near when, quite accidentally, we watched F Troop.
It was no accident, unfortunately. We lost, I think, one of the last cast members. Another death. He died in season 1, so we allowed it. Like we said, no more deaths. Okay, no more. We're done.
That was it.
But yes, we're talking about F Troop. But first, you had a birthday, my friend.
Yes, I did a couple of days ago. Yep.
What did you do there? Did you get some spankings for your birthday?
Hey. Just, the wife and I, we hung out and actually watched some old comedy specials. Like, I had just gotten remember I was telling you I picked up the other two streaming services, so I was just perusing and I'm like, oh shit, all these old comedy specials? I'm like, okay, let me at them.
What was the best one you watched?
One of them I loved was, if you remember, Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
When you said, old comedy specials, I thought you meant, old, Lucy TV specials.
Oh, no, not those. Like Comedy Central.
Stand-up comedies.
Yeah, stand-up comedy.
Mitch Hedberg, yeah. He was absolutely one of my favorite comedians of all time.
Yes, yeah, I mean, awesome special. Awesome freaking special.
When I went to LA last, I'm going next month actually, but the last time I was there was 2008, I believe, and we went to the LA Improv, and they have had a shrine to him.
Oh, cool.
As you walk in, there's a brick wall, and it has a little.
Well, I think all improvs, I think, have to have a brick wall, but.
Well, before you even get to the stage, though, right?
Okay.
So, there's this little carved out piece of the wall, and it had a picture of him, and there was so many candles melted down that wall, where that picture was, that it was like a giant hump of different colored wax. Like, they just constantly burned candles for him there. I thought that was amazing. I walked in there, and before I even saw a comedian, I was like, I'm home. If they love him that much, I'm home here.
Yeah, and so what was it? 2005 is when we lost Mitch, right? I think.
It was obviously before 08.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they had a shram to him beforehand. They knew it was gonna happen. Oh no!
I'll never forget his guest appearance on That 70s Show, a sitcom we will probably someday cover.
Yeah,
but you remember when
maybe this season
he worked at the. That would be great because there's a reboot.
Yep.
Coming. But you remember his bit where he worked in the burger shop, and he was working the counter, and I think it was Kelso comes up or something, and he's like, I'll take 2 cheeseburgers or whatever. And Mitch goes, I did not lose a leg in the war to serve burgers to teenagers. And Kelso looks down and he goes, dude, you have both your legs. He goes, like I said, I did not lose a leg in the war to serve burgers to teenagers. And I think that was his only bit, but I was like, worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see. Yeah.
Especially with his delivery, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, go watch Mitch Hedberg after this show. Watch this.
Yes.
Then go check out Mitch Hedberg. So what else did you do for your birthday? Anything? Just watch comedy specials?
Watched comedy specials. Also, treated myself, some good Italian food. Because I've been watching my weight. Hey, I've lost almost 25 pounds so far, but
Whoa. Okay, how can you watch your weight with Italian food? That's hard.
No, but that's that was the cheat day, so
Oh, okay. You cheated with Italian food.
yeah.
Oh, you don't want to cheat on Italian food, bro. You're gonna get fucking whacked.
You're telling me?
What's the best Italian dish?
The best Italian dish? No,
What's
that's
your favorite Italian dish?
well, what one of
Dish on your favorite Italian dish.
yes, it's the Italian dish. Yeah, one of my favorites is what I actually had the other day. It's chicken saltimbocca. And
What the hell did you just call me? Whoa, bro! I just asked you a simple question, man.
no, it's
You gotta go off on me like that.
chicken breast, white wine sauce. With usually it has spinach, mozzarella, and prosciutto di Parma on. So it's quite tasty.
It's the little things, ain't it? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
I, like today at work, one of my coworkers, she was making some crazy vegan dish with portobellas, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna steal some of those. I just want, and I actually made me an omelet with them. I was like,
Oh,
portobello
sweet.
omelet was
There you go.
so good. And it was like, I got done eating it. It was just like, it enveloped it, and I was like, how can one mushroom just make your whole morning? You know?
Nice, yeah. But
That's life, friends.
exactly. But one other thing that I did get to do over the weekend, if you remember me telling you, I got to see Clerks 3 with the Q&A with Kevin Smith.
So the tour started in Jersey.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
You son of a bitch. What is it called? The Inconvenience Tour? They're bringing Clerks 3 around?
correct.
My ticket is not till October 15th, I think it's here.
Okay.
Because I'm flying to LA on, I believe, the 10th. And I'm coming back the 14th. And then my show is here.
You say those dates like I know your itinerary.
But no, I'm like, I'm going to be by a mile from his house. And he's
Damn.
going to be here. I'm just like the irony. I'm flying out there.
Yep.
I'm right by his house, and then I have to fly back home to
actually see him
in my hometown. Like,
Now
shoot.
you're gonna enjoy it. I'm quite sure.
Cannot wait. I got another buddy going too now, so I bought his ticket for him. And
Oh, sweet.
I think we might do a marathon. We'll do a little Clerks 1 and 2, and then can't wait. Can't wait.
I was gonna say there's definitely callbacks to both in this movie. So
I didn't see any deaths this week, so we're so far. I mean, I'm sure there were, but I didn't see any. So I think
the Queen of England, but that's about it.
not a sitcom star. Doesn't count.
No. I don't know. Perhaps on a British sitcom.
What, did she ever guest starred on some British sitcom?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to look into that one. Did the Queen ever star on a British
they
sitcom?
faked her as a guest on Friends, right? They had like the back of the head or something, you know.
Just like the in Seinfeld with the George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, they would just show the
Larry
back
David.
of him and talking to George.
Larry David doing his crazy hand movements. Yeah. So we were supposed to have our
Another
first
guest?
guest.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have. This was going to be the divergening of our guests on the show.
Yep.
And
What happened?
well, let's bring our guest is Killian. Killian.
Yes, our first guest star will be Killian.
Killian, my beloved. He doesn't even give a fuck. He's not even coming. He's just like sleeping somewhere.
He's like, yes, that's my name. Okay, go back to sleep.
Huh? You got treats? No. Okay. Oh, I said the T word. He's probably gonna come
Oh
running
shit.
now.
But so what happened to your buddy?
My good buddy Anthony, fellow actor. He's actually in the film with me that's coming out next month that we're going to LA for. Was on his way here. He made it about 5 miles from my house. And boom, smacked into the car in front of him, totaled his entire vehicle.
Oh no!
The car in front of him.
Is he okay?
He is okay. The guy he hit is okay. All the airbags deployed, but yeah,
shit.
Yes. So I guess the car in front of him stopped abruptly, and boom, he's wailed right into him. So
Damn.
I mean, shitty. He called me up, and the funny thing was, right before I left work today, I messaged him, and I was like, "Hey, we still on for?" He was going to come early and then watch some more episodes with me of F Troop, and I was like, "We still on for 4:35?" He's like, "Yep, I'll be there." And then he sent me a message that goes, "Oh, I can't make it. I got to help my third cousin move this," or he made up some big fucking spiel, like a joke,
Right.
of like why he couldn't make it. And then after a minute, he's like, "Just kidding," you know. So when he called me, it was like, "Bro, I just totaled my car." I'm like, I thought he was fucking with me again, right? I thought he was messing with me.
Oof.
And I was like, "Bro, are you here yet or not? Just stop kidding." He's like, "I'm not kidding." I was like, now I'm like, I know you, but I don't know you that well to know if you're messing with me or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I could hear him, like, I'm gonna go ask him if he's okay, whatever. But I guess both him and the other driver are fine, but his car was totaled. He called me back from the tow shop and showed me the car. It was bad. I was like, "Bro, you are lucky. He didn't get a scratch on him. I don't know how."
Thank God.
But I told him, I said, "Well, you know what you just did is you started the curse of the sitcom My Face guests, because watch, every freaking time there's going to be some crazy catastrophe that stops our guests from getting here now." So
You know what? You're reminding me of my a couple of buddies and I. We used to play down in my basement. You know, like had a little band thing going. But basically, we were Spinal Tap because we kept going through drummers. It's like after a few weeks, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make the Wednesday night anymore. Okay, get a new drummer. Oh yeah, I'm moving. Okay, next. It's like what the hell?
Tony, like, I know you're gonna watch this, and because he's gonna be like, "Are you gonna tell my story?" He was still hoping he could make it. He's like, "My cousin's coming to get me, but I don't think he's gonna want to come do the show."
Yeah.
But he really wanted to be. Even after all that, he was like, "Man, I want to be here." So Tony, I love you, buddy. We'll definitely hang out. Let's get some wheels under you again, and let's not do that shit, okay?
Yeah, let's skip that next time.
But no, he's actually one of the nicest guys I know. I talk to him all the time. I'm so glad I met him on that movie. He's such a cool dude, and I'm hoping that we get to fly out to LA together, because I think that would make the trip that much better instead of flying alone.
Yeah, and what is the movie named again?
I don't want to say it right now because I
okay.
think they're changing it. The director, there's kind of two directors. I think one's technically a producer, but he helped direct. He told me that they're actually changing the name because the type doesn't play. It's very specific to Michiganders, and he doesn't think it's going to play to other cities. And even shopping it around LA, he said that they don't typically understand the name. So I'm going to save that for once I know exactly what it's called. Because if I say it and then some other movie comes out with that name, and free promotion. You want to pay for promotion? Hit us up at
exactly.
Sitcom My Face.
Yes, sitcommyface@gmail.com.
But yes, so sorry you can't be here, Anthony, but I'm glad you're okay. But man, so F Troop.
Yes. Now, this was a big throwback, for me because, one of the shows that I watched when I was young, it was one of those in syndication shows.
Yeah.
Now this was an interesting show because it only lasted 2 seasons, but it had
2 seasons, ABC 65 to 67, right?
Yeah, and 65 episodes for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And
right, but this was a big one for me as a kid. Nick at Night. I think this show. You remember we talked about Night Court. Like, how does a court comedy touch a child in such a massive way? This one I get, right?
Yeah. No. This one's definitely more.
Right.
And I was going to say,
aimed at children, or was this a whole family type of show?
No, this is definitely a whole family type of show. And although when you talk about touching children, we'll get into that also in a little bit, Melody Patterson. But I
gotta say, dude, honestly, I don't know if it made me feel better or worse because when I was a kid, damn, I was all about her, man. I thought she was
Wrangler Jane. Wrangler Jane.
Well, let's go over the cast while we're in the early steps here. So they got Ken Berry
as Captain Wilton Parameter. It's like I keep wanting to say parameter, but it's Parmeter. Sorry.
Parmeter. Yep. Wilton Parmeter. We knew him from just the tail end there of the Andy Griffith Show, which we did an episode about.
Right. And then,
he was on the spin-off RFD.
Yeah, Mayberry RFD. And
I know him mostly from Mama's Family, and
that's where most people I think would know him from.
Yeah, I loved him on. Like I said, I loved this show as a kid. Mm-hmm. I loved Mama's Family. I remember that was one of the weird shows that would air before I went to school for some reason. One of the networks had it on at like 7 a.m. or something. So I'd be getting ready for school watching Mama's Family. Yeah, and I always thought he was hysterical.
I watched those first run, and as a kid, I also knew him from the second Herbie movie.
I can't wait till we do Mama's Family too, because that's got a weird run. Do you know like how that worked when they canceled it and then brought it back? Like I think it was something like it aired for like a season or two and it was like canceled and then it went into syndication. It became huge.
Yes.
So then they like brought it back. But yeah, that's why the cast changed a lot, is because of that.
Right.
But he was really funny on that, and he was a dancer, which he says gave him all of his amazing, like, this guy rivals fucking Jack Tripper on this show.
With the pratfalls.
Oh, his physical comedy is so good.
Yeah, in fact, there was one episode, I'm trying to remember which one. There is a series of, it reminds me of like a Bugs Bunny cartoon where like the character is walking along and then
is it when he's reading? Like he does that a lot.
He's reading, and as he's walking,
flipping over things.
Yeah, he's flipping over things, and just like he's walking on things, and something comes up, so now all of a sudden he's got a path to keep going. It's just really like a cartoon.
Yeah, like he's just ducking under horses and stuff without even looking, and flipping over railings, and I would love to see John Ritter and him.
Yeah.
In a pratfall
off. Yeah.
Pratfall off. Yeah, that would be amazing.
That really would be amazing.
Good. And I saw a really late in life interview with him, and he credited all that to his dancing. Like, he really wanted to do musicals. He said.
I'm not surprised because of the agility required to do some of the things safely that he did. Without actually hurting himself.
The craziest fact I found about Ken Berry, he was actually in the Army.
Okay. You
know who he served under as another famous actor from this era? I'll give you the show, Star Trek.
James Doohan?
Leonard Nimoy.
Nimoy, okay.
He was in the Army and served under Leonard Nimoy.
That's interesting.
How weird is that?
Yeah, see, I thought it was Doohan, because if you ever look up James Doohan, who played Scotty from the Star Trek show, just look up how much of a badass he was. It's amazing. Really? But
I was like, I guess we won't really cover Star Trek. It's not really a sitcom, but no. I'm not much of a Trek either. So I've seen the movies, sprinklings of those, but
yeah, you see, me, I watched the Trek shows. I'm more for like the original one, with Nimoy and Shatner and Doohan and unfortunately recently passed Nichelle Nichols.
What's Shatner doing?
No, he's still living.
No,
he's still living.
Shatner doing. All right, so who else we got on this cast? Forrest Tucker.
Tucker.
I love on this show. I don't know him from anything else, though. Do you? Is he more of a stage actor, I think, right?
I do know him from, yes, I believe he was a stage actor. I do know him from something else, but I'll say it after we introduce the next character.
Oh, I know. Okay, I do. I know of it, but I've never seen it.
Yes,
so
I grew up with it.
He plays Sergeant O'Rourke, who's kind of the straight man of the group, I would say.
The straight man and the con man.
Which is actually really great for a show like this, to have kind of a character that is kind of seedy.
Right. But seedy, he's not in not the scummy way, but just a little,
Yeah, he is greedy though. There's some. We'll talk about.
Oh yeah, there's definitely greed involved, but yeah, he's out to make a buck. It's O'Rourke Enterprises.
Mm-hmm. So his buddy there, Larry Storch plays Corporal Agarn.
Yes, Corporal Agarn, who actually he had just passed not long ago. Larry Storch.
Yes.
And in fact,
That's the reason we're covering this show.
Yes, this is one of the reasons we decided to start with F Troop for season 2.
Well, which TV character went to the Larry Storch School of Acting there, Nick?
What TV character?
There's a TV character on a certain show that I love who attended the Larry Storch School of Acting, and I believe he also guest starred on an episode. They mentioned that a few times, and then I believe he guest starred as himself.
Oh, okay. No, I'm
It is not a show we've covered
in our
technically. We've talked about the show,
okay. All right. Okay, it's gonna be, is it Ed O'Neill?
It is Kelly Bundy on Married with
Children.
Oh,
Christina
when she got
Applegate.
into acting and was doing all the commercials and stuff, she went to the Larry Storch School of Acting.
Holy crap! Now that's a weird tie-in.
Yeah. Beaver was also on there too.
Jeez.
They used to bring a lot of those old TV stars on there. I think those writers and producers had a real love for old shows.
Oh yeah, definitely. There are shows where you will see that love shown, and and have the different guest stars, like they'll talk about particular people, and then when they can, they'll actually have them on, as long as they.
So I assume the show that you are talking about, those two actors, is Ghostbusters.
Yes, the Ghostbusters
from what, 75?
Yes, it was I believe it was a Filmation show, live action. Filmation's known for doing a lot of.
Only 15 episodes.
Yeah, and Filmation's mainly known for doing a lot of animated shows, but they did do also some live action shows. One of them was the Ghostbusters, which had one of the most god awful theme songs. How good a singer do you think Forrest Tucker and Larry Storch are?
Well, Larry Storch is a very good impressionist, but is he not a good impersonator of singing?
Well, that's the interesting part, because I think Forrest Tucker's voice kind of drowned him a little bit, but the whole thing was we're the Ghostbusters, we're the Ghostbusters, over and over, and it's like the names were I'm Spencer, he's Tracy, I'm Kong. Yes, Forrest Tucker was Kong, and the other person on that team was a gorilla, or a guy in a gorilla suit. That was Tracy.
When I saw that today, I also saw that your most underutilized actor was on there.
Oh,
Ted Knight.
Oh, nice.
Was he not a regular on there? He must have been a guest star or something.
Yeah, he might have been.
He was fourth billed on IMDb for that.
Oh, then he may have been in multiple episodes. But yeah, it was a short-lived show, but it's just one that I remember. And for your childhood, I'm guessing, were you a fan of the real Ghostbusters, the animated show?
The animated show, yeah.
Yeah, and then did you have this thing against this other show called Ghostbusters? And it was based on the old Ghostbusters thing with Larry Storch, Forrest Tucker, and a guy in a gorilla suit.
Yeah. Their pet gorilla, yeah.
But yeah, so that those were the first. Then who's next on our casting list there?
One of my first crushes for sure. I got a thing for blondes, man. Cartoon redheads and actual live blondes are my thing.
Okay, there we go.
So Melody Patterson, man. When I was a kid, dude, I thought she was the most gorgeous thing ever.
Yes,
and one of the most badass women on TV at this time, you gotta think, right?
Yeah, and she actually had some skill, in the show. She had some skills, with the, twirling the gun and and some of the other, and the lasso. She actually had skill because she was actually a good. She was a big fan of the movie Calamity Jane.
I was watching an episode and it was supposed to be her showing off a bunch of tricks, right?
Yep.
And the camera starts on her back. And I was like, oh, so it's not her doing it. It's like
Right, it's a double.
or something.
Mhm.
But then she turns around in shot
Yep.
and is still doing the tricks. And I was like, holy shit, is she actually doing those tricks? Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, she was good. Like I said, she was a big fan of Calamity Jane, and that's actually part of why she, for a lark, auditioned for Jane.
Well, and she rides, she's actually riding horses quite often.
Yes.
She'll ride in and out of the damn shots on horseback. You know,
because
it's
she was the postmaster for the.
let's not
fort.
stop and pretend that's an easy task to
No.
work. One, with any animal, and two, a horse?
Yep.
She's a little girl. That's a big ass horse, man.
And speaking of her being a little girl, you want to go into a little more of the story of Melody Patterson?
This is why I was like, I don't know if it makes me feel better or worse that I
Yeah.
learned this. Yeah, I learned it like yesterday when I was doing research.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid. And then turns out when she auditioned for F Troop, she told them she was 18.
Yes, and how old was she?
She was
at the
actually
time?
15 years old
when she auditioned.
when she auditioned. And so the show's only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
She was 16 and 17 years old when she
Yep.
did this show. Now, I even watched a YouTube doc. I will link it below. There's some woman, I guess she does old television reviews, but she does them kind of from a feminist standpoint, I guess.
Okay.
So it was kind of interesting. I was trying to find some kind of doc or something about F Troop. I really didn't find much, but I found her video. So I'll link that below when we're done here.
I'll check that out. Yeah.
She's talking about not only how amazing this character is for this time, but she's talking about her being the aggressor romantically.
Yes.
For Wilt.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. Well, Wrangler
didn't
Jane
really
was
see
the one really instigating things all the time. And what was Wilton's response a lot of the time?
He was like, "Oh yeah," you know, even if he was like in his night shirt, it's, "Oh, you can't see me in my night shirt." He's very like coy about everything, you know.
Yeah, no, but the best was like when she's trying to show some affection to him. It's like Jane, and not in front of the men.
For the men, yeah, yeah, all that. Like he would literally, you know how they wore the giant fucking nightgowns and stuff, and the night hat. She walks in, he's like, "I'm in my nightgown" or whatever. You're like, you couldn't be wearing more, sir. You're wearing more now than if you were wearing a shirt.
Yeah, but basically knowing this about Melody Patterson,
yeah,
it's just like you said, I don't know how to feel knowing that it's like, okay, here's this 16, 17-year-old girl wanting
making
to
out with a 30 to 40-year-old man.
Yes,
and she aggressively kisses him.
Yes, yeah,
not only him, but other characters on the show.
Yes, actually, yeah, the one that we were just one of the last ones you watched, I guess, was
Larry Storch when she kisses him. When he's
Larry
in Indian
Storch
garb
thinking it was Wilton. Yeah, she's kissing
and
Hagar.
yeah, once you learn that and you start watching it, you go, "Ooh, God!" But so they said that they were 7 episodes in before they learned of her real age.
Yeah, that's
no. I don't
crazy.
know if she was. I don't know if the laws were just not that strict back then, or if there was maybe she was emancipated. Because I know that can be a thing. Danielle Harris from like the Halloween films, I know at one point got emancipated to do Halloween 6, but then didn't end up getting it. She literally went through the whole process to get emancipated so she could work the hours, and then they didn't even cast her.
Oh, jeez.
Mila Kunis was another one very similar. She lied about her age to get on that 70s show.
Wow.
I think she was like 14 or something in the first season of...
Damn.
Yeah. And I think she ended up... I believe she did have to get emancipated and to become a legal adult to continue or something like that, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure what the child labor laws
she
were.
She was Jackie.
Back then, yes.
In that 70s show.
And the crazy thing is, she is now married to Ashton Kutcher, her boyfriend, or the first boyfriend from that 70s show.
But same thing, I think he was, like 20 or 21, making out with a 14-year-old in the first season of that show?
Yeah, that's
kind of freaking weird, man.
Yes. It's like, now that they're married, it's like, oh yeah, like a 6-year difference is not a big thing. when you're
Yeah,
older.
once you reach a certain age, yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
but yeah, back then it's like, oh,
Well,
no,
even when
no.
I'm 35 now and they're 18, no big deal, right? Right, Nick?
Let me check my notes.
Ladies.
Hold on.
Ladies,
I'll be right back now. But but yeah, it's amazing though, like how good she was on this show, and
she's absolutely brilliant. Like I said, not even just for a woman of this time, but it really is different than a lot of women you see in shows like this.
correct.
Not, she straight up murders people.
Yes.
In this show.
Yeah, and in fact,
was the first episode.
Yeah, I think it was the first episode. Yeah, she's gunning down some of the. Yeah, what was the other tribe of Indians? The Shug Indians. Yeah.
Shug, something.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming all of the other tribes are also fictional on this show.
Well, except ones that get mentioned. They mention actual tribes, but the ones that are shown on the show, are fictional.
Which brings us to our last major cast member.
Is that Frank there?
Frank Dakova as Chief Wild Eagle.
Yes.
Of the Hakawi tribe.
And why are they called the Hakawi tribe, Jay?
Love this clip I found where he's talking about how they left the east because of the pilgrims and they were traveling west and they got lost. And at some point someone in the tribe goes, "Where the Hakawi?" As in, where the heck are we?
Yeah.
Where the Hakawi? Now, I'll say it now. I was going to save it for a trivia question later. But do you know the original name they wanted for the tribe on the show that the censors did not allow?
I know I read it, but I cannot remember it.
It wasn't "Where the heck are we?" It was "Where the Fakawi."
Oh, Fakawi, yes.
So it was a much more blue joke that the writers tried to sneak past the censors, and they said no. So the Fakawi became the Hekawi.
Hekawi.
Which I thought was really funny.
Yes.
That was
And they are the peaceful tribe that is not far from Fort Courage.
And he always says, "We're not fighters, we are lovers."
Yes.
He says that quite often on the show. Now, this guy, Frank Dakova, I think I read he was Italian. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. He was Italian. In fact, some of his other like big roles or whatever, he was usually playing Italians, like mobsters.
He does have the look, though, like the. I guess he was often cast because of his look as Native Americans or Mexican or a lot of these other ethnicities. Like they said that he was an ethnic actor, which was a big thing back then. Like I think what's the most famous Native American that people know, like from the commercial, the Crying Indian, right?
Yes, I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, Keep America Beautiful.
He wasn't even Indian, right?
He was Italian as well. He was an Italian.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's strange how back then they couldn't get, or they just didn't get Native American actors to play Native Americans. They would get, usually Italians or someone of an ethnicity that would look.
Words.
Yes, words are a problem.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Look at the big brain on Brett.
Now, every time we lose our place in the show, we should be like,
where the fuck are we?
Where the fuck were we?
But, yeah, that was a common theme back in the day. Now, there are more Native American actors and actresses. In fact, I was...
So F Troop comes out in 1965, and we're probably right there in the heat of all these crazy spaghetti westerns, right?
Yep. Yeah, the Clint Eastwood...
So this is almost a parody of those type of westerns, and those. I'm assuming there was a lot of shows too at this point. There were western shows.
Back then, that was a big thing. In fact, the guy that did the theme. Well, there were two guys that did the theme to F Troop that we'll go into in a moment. But William Lava. Yes, well, yeah, William Bill Benjamin
That's
Lala.
a sweet ass name, dude.
Yeah.
That name's hot.
He actually had some
I'm
other
taking a leak.
themes that he had done, I believe, that were where was it? Oh, besides also doing some of the Looney
I
Tunes.
always love your
Me-
I
me-
always love your theme research.
yes, that themes like Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. He actually did and he composed and sang the themes to the TV Western series Cheyenne and the theme from Gunsmoke. Those were his.
Gunsmoke, I think, ran for a really long time too, didn't it? Wasn't that one of the high up there for a long time? Like
Yeah,
most episodes or something.
Gunsmoke, also Bonanza. I think
My
that's
Three Sons was a crazy long running show too for some reason.
yes, yeah, which we should do at some point too.
I remember. I think that it was The Simpsons or something. I remember they made a big deal when they beat like My Three Sons because it had the most episodes ever. Right, I think it was maybe around 300, and they beat that, of course. Now what?
Oh yeah,
15 years ago, but
and
I
still
remember
going.
them going like, "We beat him!" And then I think Law and Order was up there too, but that original one ended, so they're not adding more to that anymore.
But again, back in your late 50s, early 60s, the advent of TV and well, a lot of the shows besides your sitcoms, a lot of the action shows were westerns. Yeah, you had the
It is
Rifleman,
like-
you had Bonanza, there was what was it, Matt Dillon? There was a whole bunch of westerns back then. So I think F Troop was parodying off that, and as you said, the spaghetti westerns of the time as well.
It's weird that like Native American representation is always like still kind of been off. It feels like.
Yeah,
Like I never feel like it's quite been done right.
I will say actually, I was watching a show earlier too, a new sitcom. It's in his second series. If you like Alan Tudyk, he's got a show called Resident Alien where he actually plays an alien, space alien. But
He's the one from Tucker and Dale, right?
I think I know he was also on Firefly. He's done tons of voice work. Yeah, he's been everywhere and anywhere. But this show Resident Alien actually has a lot of Native American representation as far as actual actors and actresses that are Native American, because it takes place in Colorado.
That's why I wish Tony was here to talk more about our film too, because it's actually produced by a tribe, and it's got a very interesting message. Like there's a lot of information about missing and murdered Indigenous women and stuff like that. So it was actually kind of like I didn't know that when I was cast, because
Wow.
why would they cast me, as they would say on F Troop Paleface, to play that fucking kind of movie? But yeah, it's got a really cool message in it. So it's kind of takes a slasher, thriller, horror film, and it kind of elevates it a little bit. And it's really been cool to see the reaction of actual Native Americans when they see it. Like we had a premiere for the cast and crew, and like it's a horror movie, and people were emotional, crying because of the message. And
Definitely have to check this out.
It was fascinating to see, and it really made me like super happy to be a part of it. So it's like it's really hard watching a show like F Troop that I've always loved so much and revisiting it, with new eyes, and you go, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's really hard to separate your love for something that you held so dear in your childhood and then go, wow, certain elements hold up amazingly well, shockingly well. And some things, usually the race stuff, not so much.
Yeah, speak of some of the other actors that made appearances as Native Americans in this show.
So I told you to watch the Bald Eagle episode, which I think was like episode 4. It was pretty early.
5, I think. Yeah.
He might have been on another one. I didn't rewatch yet, but I think he might have come back in season 2 at some point. Don Rickles, who everyone loves as Mr. Potato Head and Toy Story,
and Mr. Warmth, the insult comic.
famously an insult comic. Strangely, I think best friends with like John Stamos toward the end. That was weird.
Yes, and
Him and John Stamos were super tight.
yeah, and
Of Full
also
House. Uncle Jesse for kids who don't know.
yeah, I'm trying to remember also. Oh, he was also good friends with Jimmy Kimmel near the end as well.
So he plays this character Bald Eagle because he's bald and he's on there in red face, unfortunately.
Right.
And all about, there's a lot of scalping jokes and a lot of Indian giver jokes and a lot of, all this thing.
Yes.
Oh, God. A lot of the,
Yeah, the
that shit.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck. And it's hard because you're like, I love Don Rickles. But what the fuck?
Yeah, and his character, yeah, like you said, he's talking more about scalping and killing the soldiers.
Kill.
It's like, okay, tone it down a little bit, Don.
As I was telling you, I was watching one earlier, and this is season 2, one of the color ones. I didn't even recognize him. There's a character, Flaming Arrow, and it's another white guy in red face, and it's at the end it goes guest starring Phil Harris, and I was like, oh fuck, that's Baloo the bear from Disney's The Jungle Book. Because the whole time I'm like, man, his voice sounds familiar.
But would have been great if he just burst into bare necessities on the.
But so your main Native American chief is Italian. What's his cohort who's actually pretty funny? Crazy Cat.
Crazy Cat. Yeah, he's
Crazy
next in
Cat.
line.
I think that's a white guy, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, no, those guys are definitely.
Oh yeah. All your guest stars. I watched one with some brothers supposed to be Native American. Clearly, especially when they go to color, it becomes super
very
obvious.
apparent. Yeah.
The face paint, the bronze face paint or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really weird revisiting it because and honestly, tell me if you got this too. But the first season, and I don't know if it is because of the black and white thing. The first season felt a little smarter to me than the second season. It just seemed to rely a little more on slapsticky.
The second season was definitely more.
Am I crazy on that?
No,
or is that...
you're well in there because first season I think was smarter. The second season more slapsticky. Also, I think a lot of guest starring in the second season versus the first season where you had occasional guest stars, but
you said that yesterday when we touched base. But honestly, there's so many guest stars in the first season. The problem is you don't recognize them because they're all in red face.
Well, some of them, yeah.
A lot of the guest stars are playing fucking Native Americans.
And if it's not that stereotype, it could be gypsies, like Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Did she play a gypsy in this?
Yeah. She played with 2 other women that gypsies that their carriage got lost from the wagon train, and wind up in town, and of course, being gypsies, they're ripping off the men, reading, telling fortunes and such. And
don't
they also
forget, Curb Your Enthusiasm fans, gypped is a slur.
There we go. But the gypsies also the funny part about the thing is they convinced Agarn that he's actually a long lost gypsy prince, and basically they're after all his money. And
Agarn does a lot of cross-dressing in that second season, I noticed, and a lot of it became every episode. I think maybe he became the standout, right?
Yeah, he definitely
Larry Storch became the standout star.
Yep.
And it was a lot of him pretending to be someone, so a lot of episodes began to end with him impersonating so-and-so. I watched one where he impersonated George Washington. Yeah, he's dressed as a woman. Okay, so the one with the 2 brothers, did you see that one, the Loco Boys or something?
No, I don't know if I saw the Loco Boys, but I saw
2 white guys playing Native Americans. They kidnap the captain, but they just want to be his friend. But the rest of the troop is trying to get them out of this cave. They send up Wrangler Jane. She's like, "Oh, boys," and they're like, "Meh, get out of here." And then they go back and they go, "No, they want an Indian woman." And they put fucking Agarn in a dress.
In garb, okay. Jeez.
And he goes out there with, like, they say it's a wig made of horsetail. And he's out there wiggling around, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and they're chasing him around and stuff. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a
It
little.
became a lot of that in the second season. I mean, there's still funny moments,
Yeah.
and
Well,
the chemistry's still there. But
yeah.
I thought they relied a little bit too much on him pretending to be somebody else.
Well, another common theme I found in the show, I think it was also more in the second season. Somebody playing two characters.
Yeah,
So
and he
Larry-
played like 5 characters or something, or ridiculous in the show.
Yeah, like the first episode of the second season, which I love, has Paul Lind in it. You know, famous of being the center square of Hollywood Squares back in the day.
Bewitched, right?
Yes, Bewitched. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I know him best from, probably.
If you can watch some of the old Hollywood Squares highlights, though, from the old show, it'll freaking floor you with
Speaking of Larry Storch and his impersonations, I read one thing on Lord knows if it's true because it was on the internet, but it said that he actually trained Sammy Davis Jr. in a lot of impersonations.
I did hear that. I did hear actually that he actually had a relationship with Sammy Davis doing that. But what do you call it? Agarn, though, yeah, in that one episode, he's playing his cousin from Canada, like Lucky Pierre, you know, with the French.
He played
accent.
a lot of his relatives, yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's
even in
like
flashbacks. Like I saw one clip where he was taught, like, quoting his grandmother or something, and it cuts to him. What's the painting? The woman facing the side.
Whistler's mother. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like he's dressed like Whistler's mother, and even the camera's like over to the side, and he's quoting his grandmother, and like looks over at the camera and says the line, but it's his voice coming out of the grandmother.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that when he would be telling a flashback story. So as it went on, you could definitely tell that he became more a focus, which is strange to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Forrest Tucker is actually supposed to be the star of the show, right?
Yeah, I believe he was first billed. When you watched the first season, Forrest Tucker is first billed, Larry Storch is second, then Ken Berry, then
Isn't that weird?
Melody Patterson.
The captain is the third star of the show.
Oh, although the story of the thing is more based on Captain Parmenter. But
the story of the thing. Should we go into the theme song? Well, like the actual.
Yeah. One thing before that. Yeah. The other great thing about Corporal Agarn, you know where he's originally supposed to be from? He mentions it in a few times.
I don't know.
Passaic, New Jersey. Not far from me.
Nice. The the theme song is weird. I love the theme song.
Yes. Yes,
it's one of those story theme songs where it tells you every fucking bit of the story, kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies theme or the Gilligan's Island theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was big at the time.
For some reason, those really work for me though. Like I love it's a good setup. You know, it's just like here's what you need to know. Goodbye.
Yep.
Which is weird. That is weird. They dropped it in the second season, like you said.
Yeah, it was strange. They still
dropped
had
the lyrics.
They just had the instrumental version of it. But I was like, wait. Now the strange thing is, I loved as a kid. Like when I was watching this, I used to enjoy watching. But as a kid, I was always like, oh, please be in color. I just wanted it to be in color back at the time. It's like, because I watched things in both color and black and white back in those days.
Well, that's funny because I have the 2 DVD sets here of the 2 seasons, and when I watched it as a kid, I didn't remember any color episodes.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
It wasn't until I bought the DVDs, honestly, when I popped it in, and I was like, oh, there was a color season. Like,
but and what's strange is first season is all black and white. Second season is all color.
Now, the back of this box says, F is for funnier in full color, season 2.
Oh wow!
Of F.
We'll weigh in on whether it was the funnier of the seasons. Again, I think we already weighed in on that. It was definitely, I think, better in the first season. But
So what are the the lyrics? Can you give me the lyrics?
let's
without
see. Let's
looking?
see. The end of the Civil War was near when, quite accidentally, a hero who sneezed abruptly seized
Seized.
retreat
Treat.
and reversed into victory.
Yep. His medal of honor pleased and thrilled his proud little family troop. While pinning it on, some
The
blood was spilled, and so it was planned he'd command F troop.
Where Indian fights
Where
are
Indian fights are colorful. Yeah, go ahead.
sights, and nobody takes a licking. Where, okay, sorry for the language here, pale face and red skin both turn chicken.
Right. Well, that's the joke too, though. It's like that's why I kind of wonder. It's a Native American tribe that is so peaceful.
Yes.
That's the whole joke, and they're doing this business with the tribe. They're making souvenirs.
Yep.
But they're doing it all behind the captain's back, so they have to constantly trick the captain into thinking the tribe is a threat, so the troop can stay there, basically.
Yep.
Because he's like, if the government learns that
We're making
this
money.
tribe is peaceful, we're making money with them.
Yep.
One, they're gonna want some of that money, and two, they're gonna just disband the damn fort. So,
Yep.
All right, what's the last?
Oh, the last piece of the song?
This says, when drilling and fighting get them down, they know their morale can't droop. As long as they all relax in town before they resume with a bang and a boom.
F troop.
F troop.
And
Now, when the weird thing is, one of my favorite stupid movie franchises, but in the second season, when they get rid of the lyrics, did that theme song remind you of a movie theme? Because it sure did me. It's super similar. Not exactly similar, but
yeah,
super similar.
I'm trying to think of what it
The
reminds
instruments and it's also not military, but
me of. Okay. I'm not sure.
I was getting real Police Academy vibes without the lyrics.
Okay. I can hear that a bit.
Yeah, like it's real, and like I said, it's not exactly that.
No,
theme, but it's the tone, the instruments is all very, and I never thought about it until the lyrics were gone, and I was just
yeah, which is interesting because Police Academy is again
and
a bunch of misfits, as
right.
police, rather than a bunch of misfits as soldiers.
Right, and of course they add Frank there in the opening as a credited character in the second season.
Yes. Now,
who are your other favorite? Do you have any other favorite characters that weren't the main cast there?
Enjoyed Dobbs, who you brought to life. Yeah, Dobbs the bugler, who couldn't play really the bugle. The one thing he could play was Yankee Doodle. But yeah, reveille, taps, all those other things. Yeah, he couldn't play them. The things he's supposed to be able to play.
I totally was like, why the fuck do I know this guy's face? And it was he's the uncle from the Teen Wolf movies.
Not uncle.
Teen Wolf
I think
2.
He's the dad actually. How was it? Harold.
Oh, is he?
Harold Howard. He's Harold Howard.
I was thinking he was the dad in the second one, but he's the dad in the first one?
Yes, he's the dad in the first one.
Oh, yeah, because he's the dad in the first one, and then he's the uncle in the second one, right?
Yes. Yeah, in the second one, he's the uncle. Yeah,
okay.
He's Michael J. Fox's dad, Scott Howard, in the first one.
That's right. Yeah. Crazy.
But, yeah, I enjoyed him.
Back to the Future right there for you.
I also
Michael J. Fox right there for you.
There we go. And also Vanderbilt.
And you mentioned Family Ties, so.
Mm-hmm. But Vanderbilt, the guy that basically couldn't see, and he's always in the lookout tower.
In the watchtower, yeah. So him, Dobbs, and I think Duffy were the other three that were kind of always there.
Yes. Yeah, the other ones were kind of
in the watchtower, which I love. Oh, the other favorite character that, not a human, but the Cannon.
Yes.
I would call the cannon in this show a great character.
Yes. And
they have a misfiring cannon that is just constantly doing something wrong. Usually shooting down the watchtower, but also other...
Yes, but most of the... that is another recurring theme. The falling watchtower. A lot of times, like you said, it's from the cannon because they go to... shoot the cannon, the fuse goes out, like, it finishes, but the cannon doesn't go off. So what does Corporal Agarn do? He always, like, kicks the wheel goes under it, it fires, hits the leg of the watchtower, and the watchtower falls.
Right. I do love Vanderbilt in the watchtower all the time. Like, the attacking tribe will be right at the gate, and it just goes, all's well.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
But
You can't see us?
I'm trying to think of any of the other characters that like recur. I think that those are the main ones.
So I wanted to kind of look at more in this season 2 some of the directors and writers. The more I was listening to our shows, I was like, we don't really talk about them as much. So I thought maybe I would just kind of look at the most prominent writer and director for each show maybe we cover.
Okay.
Might need you to remind me in the future to continue to do that.
I will do so.
So a director, the most prominent I found for F Troop, he directed 19 episodes. His name looks like Charles R. Rondis. He directed things like The Odd Couple, which I know somebody here loves.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Bum, bum, bum,
BJ
bum, bum,
and the
bum.
Bear, a bunch of episodes of that.
Oh,
I
my
think.
God. BJ and the Bear.
Get Smart.
Oh, great sitcom.
Yes, we will definitely get to. And I believe The Partridge Family.
Oh, wow. A whole lot of love in his
So this guy had a little bit of everything on his resume. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's pretty diverse of shows there.
when you look at that time. When was Wonder Woman? 70s?
Wonder Woman was the the mid 70s to late 70s. BJ and the
Yeah.
Bear was late 70s to early 80s.
I think that was his last credit. So maybe he died right after that or retired right after that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but.
Get Smart was 60s.
Right. So he had a good span there.
Yeah.
But he directed 19 episodes of this. The writer was credited on 30 episodes of the 65 for F Troop.
Wow.
Arthur Julian. And he had a crazy, weird, eclectic mix here. He had Maude, a bunch of episodes of Maude he wrote for. Give Me a Break.
Oh, wow.
MASH. He did an episode or two of MASH. I found one really weird show that I had never heard of. Well, the one I sent you earlier with Tony Randall, which I had never heard
Love
of.
Sydney.
Love Sydney. You said you had seen that at some point?
Yes, yeah, as a kid, The Odd Couple was already done in that. And it's like, oh, they're bringing Tony Randall back for a show. And I watched a couple episodes and realized, not into it.
Some other random show I found in that vein, I guess. It's called Mr. President. Have you heard of this show? It was 24 episodes in 87.
I'm trying to remember who was in that one now. Who was it?
It starred George C. Scott.
Yes! Okay, here's the fun thing. That was one of the original sitcoms for Fox.
It was a Fox sitcom, yes.
That was a Fox sitcom. The original Fox sitcoms, you had, or shows, you had Married with Children, you had the Tracy Ullman Show, which then spawned The Simpsons.
That's why it hit me. I'm like, I can't picture George C. Scott starring in a Fox sitcom.
Yeah.
You know who stars with him?
That I don't remember.
Conrad Bain.
Oh, wow! Mr. Drummond.
I was like, what the hell is this show?
From our surprise winner of 3 awards from our season 1.
And I believe he also wrote for Amen, which is the other show I didn't know existed with Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we can get to that one day because I love Sherman Hemsley, and I remember I think it was on one of our episodes. I was like, "What the hell is this show?" I never did that show. So, yeah, I just like to give a little love to 30 episodes to write 30 episodes of F Troop.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I know it was the guys that created it were Seaman.
Writers too.
What's that?
Would you say Seaman?
Yeah,
Bro,
it's
this
like
is a family show. Why the hell are
SEAMAN.
you saying Seaman over here?
No, SEAMAN Jacobs, who wrote on a lot
And now
of
you're
shows.
Now you're full naming me too. This
Yeah,
is
well, hey,
ridiculous.
but he wrote for shows like The Addams Family, The Lucy Show, I Dream of Jeannie, The Andy Griffith Show, Here's Lucy, and even different strokes. Speaking of Conrad Bain.
Well, strangely, and I didn't know that. I don't really know this show either. But was it Car 54? Where are you? Or something was that?
Mm-hmm.
Herman Munster, right?
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn, and it looks like Larry Storch was on this show.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So we're actually doing the Munsters soon, kids, for Halloweenish time.
Yeah,
to coincide
ready,
with the new brilliant film by Robert Zombie.
Yeah. Starring.
We'll save judgment. We'll save judgment. We're gonna be good kids. We're gonna save judgment until we see that beautiful piece of cinema. But yeah, so I thought I saw a clip of that Car 50. Is it 54? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Car 54. Where are you?
This is a movie too, right? Was that based on a movie?
I don't know if it was actually based on a movie, but it may have spawned a movie at one point.
There was a really brilliant scene I found. I think it was on YouTube. Yeah, it must have been on YouTube, where Gwen and the other cop and Storch are talking, and they're talking about him being drunk, and he's talking about how he's going to stay sober, and he's telling this long, drawn-out story about that bar on 5th and Main. Oh man, you go in there, you take a shot. He goes, God, it's like heaven itself is flowing through you, whatever. And they're like, yeah. He goes, I'm going to drive right past that bar. But that bar on, 6th and Lincoln? Yeah, he goes, you go in there, you buy 2 shots. Boom, boom. And he's like, the bartender buys you the 3rd. Oh, man, it's amazing. He's, but I'm going to drive right by that bar, too. But he's getting more and more drunk as he tells the story. As if he's actually taking the shot.
Oh, my God.
So by the 3rd one, he's like, that bar over on, 15th and, whatever. And he starts passing out and shit. And Fred Gwynn, he says something. He's like, well, I don't think he needs to drink anymore. He just needs to think about it. I was like, that's pretty funny. Those two playing together.
I gotta say, Larry Storch does a good, a drunk there, as he did in. I know the episode with where the Indians were making whiskey. Yeah, that was sold, like at the saloon in town there, and there was a rival saloon opened. Actually,
well, I'll pop out one of your trivia questions since you kind of hinted at. What was the name of the saloon they like to go to there in town?
Oh, crud. Shit. And the strange thing was, Sergeant O'Rourke was the owner of the saloon, but
that was my follow-up question. So yeah, what is the name of the saloon that O'Rourke actually owns?
Oh, crud. What the? I can't remember.
Pete's Saloon.
Pete's, okay.
Pete's Saloon, which is owned by not Pete. I wonder I didn't look up what O'Rourke's first name is. Do we know what that is?
Yes, it was, what the hell was it?
It's not Pete.
Morgan O'Rourke. Sergeant Morgan O'Rourke. Because they also go into his, Irish roots. Although he's from, Ohio, I believe. Let's see, I know they actually said where he's from.
We went over your other trivia question earlier for the Hakawi and the Fuckawi. But do you know which member of F Troop claims to be the only surviving, or the sole survivor from the Alamo?
Oh, crud. It was, in the lineup, it was the guy at the end. He looks older.
It comes around, comes up often.
Oh, what the heck was the guy's name? Because he threw his back out, I know, in the one episode. Everyone was getting hurt, but I don't remember the character's name.
Duffy.
Oh, that was Duffy. Okay.
Yeah, Duffy. It comes up probably in the 12 episodes I watched the last 2 days. I think it came up 3 times. But when he throws his back out, yeah, he even says, "Oh, it's from my bullet wound in the Alamo. Or something."
Yeah, I was right there alongside Davy Crockett.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts in general watching this again? Did you really enjoy it, or were you kind of like, eh?
Well, it's weird. I definitely have a nostalgia for it too, because it's one of the ones I watched as a kid. I did enjoy it. Like you said, some of the stuff still works well, and some of it's a little more problematic in like in modern eyes. Like as far as the representation, but I like
representation's not great.
The representation's not great, but the actors are so good, including the ones playing the Hakawis, and that it's there's such great exchanges and such great back and forth.
That isn't that hard. Like Wild Eagle and Crazy Cat? They're so funny. What was the first guy too? There was before Crazy Cat came around. There was the other.
Oh, what was his name?
The older medicine man, right?
Yeah, the guy, the medicine man, like doing dances.
They're all so funny that it's like, it's like you hate. It was kind of what we had with Death Comes to Town, with the Kids in the Hall thing.
Yeah.
But and this is more. It's almost more forgiving because it's like a product of its time, I guess.
Correct. Yeah. No, definitely a product of its time. Just like when we watched Amos and Andy, that was a product of its time. Again, problematic as it was, but it's still,
that with Amos and Andy, even I never felt like there was any malice in it.
No,
it was just like it was ignorance. It wasn't malice, right?
Correct. No, that's the perfect word. Yeah, it was just more ignorance, and as you said, product of its time.
I feel that in this too, like because also the white people are so stupid.
Correct. Actually, yes. The white people are the stupid ones, while the Indians are actually the more sensible ones at times.
It's so hard to like. I don't think I could ever hate this show, but it is weird to think about what it means now, and it's weird. It's really weird.
But again, found myself enjoying and also and definitely having some good laughs. As some, especially as you said, also some of the Ken Berry pratfalls were great. Like,
oh yeah, he's great. Well, and it's like in Forrest Tucker, even I feel like any other actor playing that role could have like fallen behind these amazing, like Ken Berry and Larry Storch are so like Larry Storch is so out there and crazy.
Yep.
And he's doing the like kind of like the Gilligan crying, laughing, he's all over the place. And then you have Ken Berry, he's a little more subtle in his lines, but he's falling all over the place, being goofy.
Right.
But Forrest Tucker stands up against them so well and still is so funny.
Yes, and as you said, he's the straight man, but gets lots of laughs in doing so.
And I feel like that part in any other show would be so easy for him to just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really impressive that he was able to be that good.
Definitely. And for the times she was on screen, Melody Patterson actually, a lot of times stole the show.
She actually gets a lot of screen time, too, for, the fourth build female in a show all about men.
Yep. But I found. Did you have like any particular episodes that were your favorites, or?
Not favorite. Like, honestly, all the ones I watched in the first season, I loved. I don't know what it is about that second season. I liked them, but I didn't love them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
No, I felt the same way. I actually watched less of the second season than I did of the first season. I watched more episodes of the first season. I think it was 6 and 4.
I watched the first 5 in the first season, and then the last 2. And then I watched, what does that give me? I watched 5 in the second season. So, yeah, I mean, they were good, but they weren't as good.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they did rely a little more on guest stars and this and that.
Yeah.
Now, do you know why the show was canceled? Technically, it was canceled, I guess. They were really good reviews, really good ratings. Do you know why it ended?
No.
So another studio bought Warner Brothers at this time.
Oh.
And it turns out that this whole show was shot at the Warner Ranch, at the Warner Brothers lot. And they came in, bought the studio, and were like, "Wait, you have your entire ranch dedicated to one show?" That's ridiculous. Also, that second season when they went to color, guess what happened? The price basically doubled.
Yeah.
To go to color.
Where nowadays, like doing a black and white thing, it's like if you actually wanted to do it on film, would cost an arm and a leg because you can't find that anymore. But so you do everything digitally anyway nowadays.
They said negotiations fell through and they were like, cancel it. So, but yeah, it was actually doing really well in the ratings too. So it's one of those weird things where it was a victim of an overhaul,
Right. Yeah. Oh, I found the Medicine Man. That was Roaring Chicken. He was
Roaring Chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was funnier than hell too. Like I liked him too. He was an older guy though, so I wonder why he.
Yeah, he was the.
Hope he didn't die.
The older
the show.
Medicine Man, and he was the son of Sitting Duck.
Are you on his IMDb?
Oh no, just
I was gonna say he didn't die. That's why he left the show.
Yeah, he was also the narrator of ever watch Rocky and Bullwinkle, Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Oh yeah, I used to love that show.
Fractured Fairy Tales. He was the narrator. And he also played Chief Screaming Chicken on the 1966 Batman show. But yeah, no, this was definitely a good show. I don't know if you're ready to put it into the list yet, but it's like in comparison to some of the shows that we watched in season 1, did you like it better, worse?
Again, this is our list of favorites, so it falls a little higher than I would probably put it for quality-wise.
Right.
I was shocked where I was like, there was a certain point where I'm like, I can't go any lower with it because of my nostalgia, and I like it. Like I love the cast so much. So, yes. So my top 10 were Night Court, News Radio, Friends, Raising Hope, Honeymooners, Bob Newhart Show, Mary Tyler Moore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Modern Family, The Norm Show, and Living Single.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide this in between, and it was hard. Trust me, it was hard. I'm gonna slide this in between the Bob Newhart Show and the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Wow, that high. Okay.
I think definitely... I like it just a little more than the Mary Tyler Moore Show, but not much.
Okay.
I know. Trust me, I know.
For me,
now I want to know where you're gonna slide it in, Daddy.
for me, like, okay, yeah, my top 10 was Modern Family, Mary Tyler Moore, Honeymooners, Friends, Bob Newhart, Odd Couple, Night Court, News Radio, Raising Hope, Living Single. Right after that was Andy Griffith, Different Strokes, Amos and Andy. I would actually, like, I'm actually thinking of put this right above Andy Griffith. So it's just out of the top 10.
You're 11.
Yeah, number 11.
Okay. Well, that would make it my, 7th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It makes it my 7th. So we're not so far off.
No, not so far off. Again, the crazy thing is I have a lot of nostalgia for this show, too. Just,
And you're older than me, so you may have even more nostalgia for it than I did.
Right.
'Cause you were probably a little older, comprehending it a little more. Mm-hmm. I think I was honestly like, Cowboys and Indians, like that.
Yeah.
But in a young boy's brain.
Yeah, but
what's more important than Cowboys and Indians?
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, when I was young, that was a bigger thing. Cowboys and Indians was still a thing. It's not like nowadays.
But don't forget, I grew up with my grandfather from 1923. So.
Oh, okay. That definitely has an effect there.
My grandparents were both born in 1923.
Oh, okay.
They had my mom when they were 40.
Oh, okay.
So they were 63 by the time I came around. So when I was with them, it was literally like F Troop, I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke Show. I was watching the old shit, and that's why I love this kind of stuff. So
yeah, same here. I really
Monsters.
loved. What's that?
And the Munsters.
Oh, and the Munsters.
All them old black and white shows I was watching with my grandpa.
Right. Although, as I said earlier, it's like I would be like, oh, if a show, most of the time, also had like color seasons, I would be, it's like, oh, I want to see one of the color ones back in the day. But also, yeah, some of the times I didn't care because, like my first TV was actually like a black and white TV, like my own TV. I gotta say, when you see the color of season 2 of F Troop, it's beautiful. It really pops the color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you actually see really see the eyes of the the characters like the eye color, and it's just like really cool. But colorized things always drove me nuts. I hated when that was the trend some years ago.
But yeah, I was honestly surprised, and the more I thought about the Mary Tyler Moore Show, I love that show too. But I think this one is just a tad higher for me. I don't know why. There's something in the young boy brain of mine that's like, yay, about this show. And it's also, again, one of those shows, like I said with News Radio, I talk to people about the show, or I try to, and no one fucking knows it anymore.
Which is insane.
Sadly.
Like, thinking about that, it's like, wait a second, you don't know, F Troop, you don't know News Radio. It's like, I love the fact of, like, you do have some young people finally discovering some of these things again.
That's what we're trying to do. If you're a young person listening,
exactly,
we're trying to let these things live on past his old ass. Okay, that's what we need to do.
Hey,
I mean, you're beautiful, beautiful place.
But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed watching this again. Although I did have to pay for it, as I was mistaken on YouTube.
Yeah, what the hell? I had the DVDs, but yeah, you were like, oh, I found a playlist on YouTube. I was like, oh, good, that's good.
Yeah, here's the thing. That playlist is a guy that has a thing that he watches certain episodes and then comments. It's not the full episode. He's injecting
I think I did see that. Yeah. The older guy who talks. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I did see that.
So I was like, oh, that's not what I need.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a fun show. It's a flawed show, unfortunately, these days. But I would say check it out if you're at all interested in the subject matter.
Definitely. And look at it with a different set of eyes, knowing that, hey, for its time, this was acceptable for its time, but yeah, now in the modern vein,
if you're a fan of Goofy, like a lot of these '60s shows had that Goofy feel, which I love. But the slapstick is phenomenal.
And
not only from Ken Barry, he's amazing, but there's so much good slapstick.
Yeah. And also another recurring thing. You mentioned the canon. The other recurring thing, Agard taking off his hat and hitting a guy with it.
Finish the quote. I don't know why they all say you're so dumb.
Oh yeah. Hey, who's saying dumb? Yeah, like that would be later on.
I don't know why they're always saying this.
Yeah, and that's always O'Rourke saying that.
Well, unfortunately, R.I.P. to everybody. Larry Storch is the most recent death. Ken Barry's dead. Forrest Tucker died in like '86. He died the year I was born. And even Melody Patterson is dead. She died at 66, I believe, of cancer. So
yes, and as I learned, one of the other guest stars on season 2, where there's a kid that's wanting to be a soldier.
Yeah. Oh, end the show on a happy note, you prick. Here we go.
Yeah, let's end the show on a happy note.
Hey, who's the most depressed child in cartoon history? Well, guess what?
Good
ahead,
grief.
Good
we found the voice of Charlie Brown. it was where is it? Episode 19 of season 2. Peter Robbins is the kid who did some other shows, but he's probably most famous for being the voice of Charlie Brown in a lot of the famous ones. A Boy Named Charlie Brown.
Those are the earliest ones, right?
Yeah. Charlie Brown Christmas.
The TV specials.
Yep, the TV specials. Was it? It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, this was Peter Robbins, And unfortunately, he died at the beginning of the year. He had some mental issues.
Charlie Brown Kids, the most depressed cartoon child in history, took his own life. All right.
There
Thanks,
we go.
everyone, for tuning in.
Good grief. What a blockhead.
You just had to save that for the end. Cheer
Yeah,
everyone up. Right.
Yeah, cheer everybody up. Yes, Charlie Brown. Shot himself in the peanuts.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, anyway.
Where can they find us, Nick? All right. Thank you all for coming back for season 2.
Yes?
We got some more fun stuff. We're gonna do Munsters probably around October.
Yes, and the
End of
Munster
the month
movie.
here, we're getting ready for the movie. Yeah.
We're looking at September 27th is the release, and that's when we're going to watch it, I believe.
It pops up on Blu-ray and DVD and Netflix and
On the
probably
27th of this month.
everywhere else. Yes. So
we'll be experiencing it firsthand with all of you.
another 60s show, right? Yeah.
Yep.
We're hanging out in the 60s for a minute, kids.
Hey, enjoy the ride.
The swinging 60s.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Wish it was big enough to swing. I mean, what? All right, so.
Oh, hey now.
Our show. Check.
I was gonna say, check out our channels, like our what do you call this thing? Twitch. What is yours, JJ?
Sorry, I was twitching. Twitch.tv/bidwellfog, BIDWELLFOG. Check me out on YouTube over there. Noob Sweat.
There we
doing
go.
Some gaming stuff, yeah.
And then for me, I'm Twitch. No, I was trying to point to your thing there, but I forgot the camera was backwards. And then for me, I am twitch.tv/netnick191. So if you're watching this live, it's the one you're watching live. Woohoo!
Sitcom My Face
at
gmail.com. Facebook.com/Sitcom My Face. All the videos go up there. All the videos, go up at Internet Archive too. That's fun. They're actually getting a lot of views over there, and people comment over there, which I didn't realize Internet Archive was so active. But
yes, and also, please check out our YouTube channel.
Yes.
And
yes,
which we are looking to actually start streaming to YouTube sometime this season.
Yeah, we got to work that out because I can't remember my password. But yeah, we'll work that out as well. And
we'll work that. And at some point,
YouTube tells me that if I go live on YouTube, we get more viewers. So I'm gonna listen to them and say.
Must listen to YouTube. And then if you want to check out our Twitter, which we really don't have much out there, it's at Sitcom My Face. You know what? I'll like to at least put links to the YouTube videos. That'll be a good start.
I link all of our stuff too, and all of our podcasts and our YouTube too. So,
Perfect.
Facebook posts.
So I guess until next time, I hope Jay. You know what I hope?
I think that you hope these sweet viewers out there will sitcom our damn faces.
That's right.
And never stop.
Goodbye.